The Greater New Orleans Foundation created the Spark of Philanthropy Award in 2011 as a way to honor a great philanthropist for our region. So somebody who is making a huge difference with their generosity, and also somebody who's got a deep relationship and commitment to the Greater New Orleans Foundation. And so this is our biggest award that the foundation gives.
When you talk about Spark, I think that is a wonderful and very apt description of Christy Brown. He has worked to serve others in our community, and while he is royalty, because he was once King of Rex, he has far more in common with the old John Wayne movie, The Quiet Man. He'll generate a spark of an idea, and then he helps to kindle it into this fire of a successful project.
I first learned of Christy by reputation shortly after the tragedy of Hurricane Katrina. I heard that he and others formed an organization called the Pro Bono Publico Foundation, which was associated with the Rex organization. And it was devoted to assisting the schools in the city of New Orleans to essentially get back on its feet.
I remember in 2022, Christy had asked the members of the Pro Bono Publico Foundation to visit this little school in New Orleans East, St. Mary's Academy. St. Mary's Academy is one of the oldest Black Catholic schools in our country. They had been severely impacted by Hurricane Katrina, and here was Christy leading this effort to come visit the school and to engage with the school. You may note that very recently in 2024, the school was nationally recognized for some work that their students performed on this mathematical theorem that a lot of folks thought was impossible. So here's this little school in New Orleans East, founded by the Sisters of the Holy Family, that had been a little bit somewhat forgotten. And here's Christy basically shining light on the school and saying, look, this is an incredible success story. We need to focus our efforts on improving and giving back to the school.
Christy embodies the Spark Award by being a catalyst, because I think a lot of times in philanthropy, some individuals might spread themselves too thinly, and they might make like wide impact, but not deep impact.
Christy embodies the Spark of Philanthropy Award because of his diligent work as board chair and during his time as a leader around the Capitol campaign.
He led the Capitol campaign through its conclusion, making sure that we hit that $20 million goal by our 100th anniversary in 2023.
What is the value you think he brings to the board?
No bullshit. He's authentic. He wants nothing out of it. He wants it to be great, and he wants to leave it better than he found it.
He does what needs to be done. He does it quietly.
He's quiet about it. He's not a, listen to me type of person. He leads more with his actions. Over the last few years, he's chaired a foundation that I have served on for many years.
One of the first times I met him, we went over to dinner at his house, and he had some unmarked bottles of hot sauce on the table. And I didn't know what Christy did. I didn't know his background really. I knew a little bit about him. And he was talking about going on vacation in Avery Island. Then we got talking about hot sauce. I might have mentioned that I really like Crystal hot sauce a lot. Right as I was saying that, I realized where I'd heard of Avery Island. I was like, where have I heard of Avery Island? Oh, it's on the Tabasco hot sauce bottle. And I thought, man, I really need to shut up. And Christy never said anything, but I've changed my affiliation to Tabasco after that. But he was very nice about it.
You could tell from speaking with him that he was very passionate about community engagement, particularly in the areas of education, environmental concerns, and conservation.
We have a family history of preservation and care for nature, going back to his great-grandfather, E.A. McElhenney, who was credited with saving the snowy egret from extinction, and his efforts exist today on Avery Island. I think that has been inherited and modeled as well in the generations before him in our family.
Christy inspires you almost every time you interact with him because of just his warmth, and he's a great listener, and he shows interest in everybody that he comes across, regardless of where they are in life. And he's always thinking about how he can help people and make people feel comfortable. And every interaction I've had with him ever since I met him over a decade ago has been the same way.
In terms of a spark for change, Christie's spark for the Water Institute was not with a check. It was not with, philanthropy. It was with leadership. It was with giving of his reputation and of his time and of his name to our organization, and it was meaningful from day one.
If he was in the room right now watching this video, what would you say to him?
I would say, please stay in the room so that you hear these things. I think he would make excuses to leave the room.
He's not going to like this at all. I'm sure this would be painful for him to hear other people talk about him, but I'm glad that he will, because he certainly deserves it.
Christy embodies the Spark of Philanthropy award that is given by the Greater New Orleans Foundation because of his willingness to work for the service of our community.
Christy, you're not only a son of New Orleans, you are one of its finest stewards. Your work has left a lasting legacy on our schools, our national environments, our civic institution, and most important, on the people whose lives you've touched, many of whom you've never met, but whose futures you have helped shape. Congratulations and thank you.